Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Um, Today is just going to be myself on the stream as Big CJ, the CEO, is unable to make it again today. Obviously, Olympiacos have played some derbies in the last few weeks. It's been a bit of a disappointing run. We're going to go through the last three games, the draw against AEK, the 3-0 win against Asteras, as well as the result yesterday against Panathinaikos. As you can see, I've put up the ladder over there rather than just looking at my face the whole time. We're going to have a look at the ladder, go through the Super League because it's been a bit of a disappointing little period for us. So let's get right into it. And as I mentioned, we're going to go through the last week or so since we haven't been live, since about a week and a half ago with Big Pano. Having a look. First, we'll start with the 1-1 draw away against AEK at our home stadium. Look, it wasn't a good game. I think we got dominated. The first half, we played some decent football, created a few chances. Definitely could have scored in that first half. I remember Rodinei had a massive chance, as well as Biancon with a big one at the end where he could have potentially won us the game. It was a great save by Strakoshka. Chiquinho even had a chance in the first half. We definitely had some sights on goal and some big opportunities, as well as Taremi's opportunity early in the second half. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. Strakoshka was too good. He had a great game, and we couldn't score. Obviously, they took the lead with Varga in the 59th minute, and the controversial penalty, which, look, I don't think it was a penalty, if I'm going to be totally honest. But it was given, nevertheless. Taremi, cold under pressure, put the penalty straight in, never in doubt, and we got the 1-1 draw in the 90 plus 16th, with a bit of controversy, which we'll take. Maybe at times this season we haven't quite gotten the rub of the green. Definitely have in the past, so we can't be complaining. Let's be fair, in all honesty. But yeah, I don't know if that one was a penalty. If that was against Olympiacos in a stage like that, I'd probably be fuming as well. So look, we got the draw. That's all that matters. We moved on to the next game. Before we actually do that, we'll mention some of the players that played that game. We went with the lineup of Giorlakis, Ortega, Biancon, Retsos, Costinha, Scipioni, Heze, Podence, Chiquinho, Rodinei, Taremi. I thought Scipioni was pretty good. He's been playing quite well since coming back into the side. It's been good to see. And what's it called? I thought Rodinei was pretty good on the wing. Podence starting to look a bit more lively. Taremi was decent. But other than that, I thought Biancon was pretty solid at the back too. But yeah, to be honest, other than that, it was a bit of a boring game in terms of the way we played. We probably didn't create too much in the second half. Definitely in the first half, we looked better. But yeah, what's it called? Also, I forgot about the Chiquinho free kick. That was a good save by Strakochka as well. Chiquinho was decent in the midfield too. But yeah, moving on. Then we'll go on to that next game, which was against Asteras, and we went with a lineup this game of Garcia, Heze, Onyamenchi, Biancon, Retsos, Costinha, Giorlakis, Martins, Nascimento, Podence, Taremi. And I just want to say one thing, which I don't quite understand, is why Muzakitis hasn't been getting minutes recently. 3 games all off the bench in a row. Is something slightly wrong with him? He's played 5 minutes in the 2 derbies. Don't really know what's going on there. It's a bit interesting. Not a bit, it's very interesting, considering how much form he was in recently. I don't know what quite has happened there, but anyways, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Giorlakis was very good, made some good saves. From long range, I remember they had a couple of attempts where, Giorlakis did well. He came out, was sweeper keeper as is always, but with us again, we absolutely dominated. 20 shots to 3, 2.54 expected goals, and we just absolutely killed them, to be honest. It was a great away performance. Goals coming from Garcia, which was a very nice goal, down to the bottom right corner. Great finish by Garcia. Then Taremi with a great finish as well as a nice finish from Gelson Martins on a tight angle, but he put it away. Obviously went around, had the goal gaping for him, it was always going to go in, but he did well to take that. And obviously a 3-0 win, assist coming from Podence, that was pretty much. I don't think there was another assist in that game. No, there wasn't. We saw the new signing, Andre Luiz, get some minutes, which was good, as well as Clayton, which was good. Interesting that we've gone for those two signings. We'll talk a little bit about them now, actually, that we're on the topic. Luiz, an attacker, mainly on the right wing, but can also play the left wing. Coming from Rio Ave, where this season he's got 7 goals, 5 assists in the 19 games for them in the league. So he definitely was doing well. So definitely one to keep an eye on. 4 million market value, 23 years old. Yeah, definitely someone to keep an eye on. Could be a player, could be one of those little gems that we pick up. The Brazilian, those players that are at that age and they just turn really good, and Olympiacos picks them up at the right time. But as we know, it can also go the other way. And then also signing Clayton as well, who's a bit older, another Brazilian, 27 years old. Plays up top mainly, can also play on the wing at times, I've heard, but mainly a striker. Also from Rio Ave, scoring 10 goals and 4 assists this season in the Liga Portugal. We've taken their 2 best players, Rio Ave in attack. Poor Rio Ave, they've lost their attack over there. We've just taken them. They probably won't be playing too much for us. I don't know why we needed another striker with Daremi and Ilkabi, and I know we got rid of Yaremchuk on loan, which was interesting too. Don't know what I think about that. I thought he should have been getting more minutes. I think there's been some very, very interesting decisions recently at Olympiacos. Not quite happy with the way the last couple of weeks have gone. This transfer window I thought was pretty bad. I don't think we, like signing 2 players from Rio Ave, are they really going to add much to the side when we've already got depth in those positions? I don't think so. I think the minute handling of some players like Muzakiti, as I mentioned, Yazici's not been getting a run. I think it's been really poor. I think the sub management has been very poor, leaving players coming on to the last couple of minutes when we're chasing a goal, chasing a win. I think it's been very poor. I don't want to be a coach of the couch, as they like to say in Greece, proponiti tu canapé. But yeah, I haven't liked what I've been seeing, to be totally honest with you, with Medellín recently. And obviously, he knows best, and we trust him fully. And as all humans, we make mistakes, and the best coaches, the best players, everyone makes mistakes. And a couple week period where we have lost our form isn't going to kill us for a whole season. But yeah, we need to turn it back around. And I think there's just been some poor decisions being made recently. That's just my opinion. Like to know what everyone thinks about that one. Leave a comment. Let us know. But yeah, moving on. Again, we saw Muzakiti come on in the 64th minute this game. Yeah, just not getting minutes at the moment. 5 minutes against AEK. Didn't play against Volos. Played 72 against Ajax in the Champions League. Then 5 against AEK, 26 against Asteras, and 5 against Panathinaikos again. What's going on there? I don't know. And I thought Muzo was pretty good against Asteras when he came on. Just interesting. I think Carlos Geropoulos should be getting a chance too. He's been someone who's been playing well when he's been coming on. Yazici hardly getting minutes. With Pirola out, I think Carlos Geropoulos should definitely be getting a bit more of a chance. But yeah, I thought Bruno Nyamenchi again superb in this game. What's it called? I think he's pushing Ortega, honestly. I think he's almost better than him. He's incredible, and I think he's been underrated for us recently. Well, not recently, ever since he joined us. I think he should definitely be getting more minutes. But yeah, Biancon played well again. Rezzo played well. Costinha played well. The defense was solid, obviously. I mentioned Zorlaki before. Garcia, probably our man of the match, scored the goal, was really good in midfield. Hardly lost the ball, actually. Yeah, he had a great game. Bolden's got the assist, looked good, looked back to his best a bit, which is good to see because he's been a bit concerning recently. Someone who also played really well was Nascimento. Thought he was really good in that 10 role. He was fantastic, to be honest. And then we had Martins and Taremi doing Martins and Taremi stuff, scoring a goal each, playing well. Not too much to say over there. Obviously didn't have Ayub El Kabi, who copped the suspension, which was a bit disappointing, but obviously we got through without him. What's it called? Moving on, we'll go on to that next game, which was against Panathinaikos. I don't know where to start here. El Kabi and Taremi together. What are we thinking there? in a big game like this. I don't think they work together. I think it's one or the other. I don't think Daremi's decent in the 10. He was all right, but I think you're more prolific with an El Kabi up top and someone sitting in the just behind him like a Chiquinho or something. But anyway, I don't want to be another. I don't want to be making comments. I thought I did now on the wing again. Like maybe not for a derby like this against Panathinaikos at home. Probably would have liked to see a Jose Martin start or just something else. I thought it was a very interesting lineup with Scipione and Heze in the midfield. Thought Muzakiti would really play this game. Considering that we control possession, which we did, having 70% of the ball, you'd think someone like Muzakiti would play that game. Don't know what's going on. Very interesting. Podence was good, actually. Set up the chance to Martins, who missed an absolute shocker. If you haven't seen that footage, go and watch it. Probably one of the worst misses you'll ever see in an Olympiacos jumper. Don't know how that happens. Yeah, very disappointing. Jose Scipione in the midfield, Ortega, Biancon, Rezos. I thought all three of them were really good. And then the goal was the goal that they scored early, and we couldn't score from there. We had a few chances and couldn't score. Very disappointing. Very hard watch, especially when we missed a goal. I actually kind of want to have a look at the XG on what that chance was from Gelson Martins. 0.95 XG. Pretty much saying you score 95% of the time. So, yeah, so it was a terrible miss. Terrible, terrible miss. I don't know how he's managed to put that over. It was a bit of a bobble, but it was a great dribble. 1-2 with Podence, Daremi back to Podence. And, yeah, the cross, the cutback was great. Beat all the defenders, beat the keeper who committed, and Martins missed an open goal. And we couldn't score from there. As I mentioned, more questions about the lineup, more questions about the coaching recently. Shocking lineup, honestly. I don't know what we're thinking there. A game where we're really going to dominate the ball, I think you've got to have Chiquinho and Muzakiti in there. A game at home, in Derby, you'd think we'd have a player like that with, Daremi, Scipione, Heze, just so interesting. So interesting. I would have went Heze, Muzakiti, Chiquinho, especially that how well those three were playing in the Champions League the last couple of games where we've won every single one. You don't fix something that's not broke, and I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I don't get why Muzakiti hasn't been playing. I don't get what's been going on there. And I don't get this El Kabi and Daremi stuff going on up top. It's got to be El Kabi or Daremi if you're going to play Daremi. But yeah, it's just interesting at the moment, and it's quite disappointing, honestly. That we're sort of going through this little patch at this time of the year when you want to be on the top of your game. Very important period of the year, just after Christmas. Fixtures are coming thick and fast. Obviously, we're out of the cup, not looking good in the league at the moment, and the Champions League's coming up, so a lot of pressure on it at the moment. We'll just go over the ladder, which I've got on screen now. So just having a little look. Ike sitting first, as you can see, with the 48 points. We're second, 46 points. But really, we're going to be third, you'd think, because Bulk have a game in hand on 45, which means we will be most likely 2 points behind both the top two teams. Chasing from here. Obviously, it's still in our hands. Only 2 points. A lot can change. 1 week of football can change the whole thing. We could be on top next week. But, yeah, difficult little period for us. Definitely not dominating the league like we've seen in the past. It looks like it's going to go right down to the wire this year, and we're definitely not playing football enough that's warranting us to be, positive at the moment, because the last 3 derbies, against Bulk, losing in the cup, got battered there 2-0 and outplayed. Got outplayed against Ike, got outplayed against Panathinaikos, you'd think. Just not looking good in the derbies. The last 3 derbies, it's been quite poor. So something that we've been really good at in the past, honestly. Playing well in the big Greek derbies and, struggling at the moment. So definitely something that's going to have to be looked at and turned around if we're going to win the league. And obviously, as you can see, Levadiakos, Panathinaikos, and Adi all behind us. Panathinaikos closing that gap on Levadiakos for that European spot in 4th. Well, that playoff spot, I should say. Levadiakos are our opponents this week. It'd be a Monday, I believe, 4:30. I'll double check that one for everyone. Sunday, 4:30, Melbourne time. And then from there, we've got Leverkusen, which we're going to obviously do a show for on the 19th at home, and then Panathinaikos and then Leverkusen away. They're our next couple fixtures. Yeah, we'll definitely do a show a bit closer to the date, probably after the Leverkusen game. But yeah, we're playing away. Big game because they're not a bad side. They've been playing very good football. As you can see, plus 24 goal difference up until a couple of weeks ago. Oh, no, they still are. There you go, 49 goals, as you can see on screen. They've scored the most goals by 8 goals in the league, Leverkusen, playing unbelievable football, the Ange ball of Greece. Scoring but conceding a lot, but fun to watch. It's been an absolute joy watching them this year. They've been incredible. And playing them away is a very hard game. Definitely something that we can't take lightly, especially our form at the moment. So that's going to be difficult, especially the way we played them last time with 3-2 win at home. Yeah, we weren't on our best game either. They really took us to the wire. They probably could have gotten a point from that game. We're a bit lucky to get away. I think we scored late after they equalised, I remember. So, yeah, definitely a tough game. We'll see what happens there. It's going to be interesting what kind of lineup and everything he goes for, considering what's been happening recently and our upcoming game against Leverkusen. So, very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. Interesting time for Olympiacos. At the moment, yeah, it has been, as I mentioned, tough to get behind recently. We've been struggling to score in these derbies. Only one goal, and that was that dodgy penalty in the last 3 derbies. So yeah, it's not looking the best, but we'll see how we go. Moving on, we're going to go on to a bit of EuroLeague talk. Just going to look through some of the recent matches. Let's go and have a look. Don't know if I can get it on screen. I'll try and get it up. Okay, we might not be able to get it on, so we'll just keep that up there. But just having a look at the EuroLeague matches. A 98-85 win against Colossus, 87-75 win against Barca, and 94-71 win against Betis. So that was in the Greek League, and the Barca was in the EuroLeague. A big loss to Dubai, 108-98 in the EuroLeague. And then a big win against Bologna, 109-77, and obviously a big win, 102-87 to Patra in the Greek League. Yeah, what's it called? We starting to sort of turn it around in the EuroLeague, which has been good to see. Yeah, it's been good. A new player starting to emerge, Omiros Nedzipoglu. He's been very good recently, which has been good to see. Good to see some youngsters getting a chance. Some Greek youngsters, because it's something that we've struggled a little bit with our squad recently. So it's definitely been good to see. In terms of where we're sitting on in the ladder in the Greek League, we're obviously first. Again, clear of Panathinaikos, who are sitting in second, and are probably our only real challengers. Ike and Bao following third and fourth. And there we go. And then just having a look at the EuroLeague, which we really want to make the Final Four for this year, considering it's in Athens. It'd be fantastic to win it in Greece, considering we haven't won it in so long. Definitely something that we'll be getting behind. But yeah, we're sitting in second. Fenerbahce at the moment first. We're sitting second with a 17-9 record. Fenerbahce 19-7 record. Third is Valencia with a 17-10 record. So we're sitting comfortably second, comfortably in the top 8 at the moment. Panathinaikos just on the outskirts at 8th. So yeah, hopefully we can close out the season and make the Final Four, which is coming up soon. That'll be fantastic. Definitely something we'll be getting behind and talking a lot about the podcast. We want Yanni to get on this podcast and have a chat because he's the EuroLeague expert. He watches every game and really analyzes, but he's been away for a while, so hopefully he can get on soon and talk to us about that. But yeah, just going back to the football, obviously, as I mentioned, big game against Leverkusen and Leverkusen. In terms of the Leverkusen game, first leg's at home, second leg is away, both at 7 a.m. in the morning, Melbourne time. And yeah, that's the playoff round of the Champions League. For those who aren't familiar with the way the new Champions League format works, if you finish 9th to 24th in the league phase of the Champions League, you have to play a playoff round to qualify for the round of 16. So we play a home and away leg against Leverkusen. And obviously the winner will go to the round of 16 of the Champions League, which Olympiacos haven't made for a long time. I think the last time we made it was that year where we played Manchester United, that famous 2-0 win at Karaiskaki, but also the famous, but for the wrong reasons for us, 3-0 loss at Old Trafford with the Van Persie hat-trick. I think that was the last time we played in the round of 16 of the Champions League. So, yeah, it'll be fantastic to make that. Definitely a big chance considering we beat them 2-0 at home when we last played them. We definitely outplayed them, especially in that first half when we're going for it. In the second half, we close it up a little bit. But, yeah, definitely a big opportunity for us. Not something that we should – I've seen a little bit of people taking it a bit lightly considering we beat them not long ago. Yeah, definitely can't do that because they're a fantastic side. And, yeah, we can't take any opponent lightly in the Champions League. So, yeah, definitely anyone's game there, but definitely a huge chance to get into the round of 16 of the Champions League this year for the first time in a very long time. And that would be absolutely huge for the club. A lot of money would be earned too. Maybe we'll go spend it on another Clayton and Andre Luiz from Rio Ave. We'll just buy out their whole squad and have 2 squads. But, yeah, no, definitely a big opportunity for us. And then, yeah, from there, it's open. Obviously, we've seen we can beat big teams in the past, and you never know what can quite happen in football. But, yeah, be a huge achievement if we can make that, and that's got to be the goal because we've beaten them once and we know we can beat them, so we've got to go and try and beat them again. And, yeah, that pretty much sums up today's episode. As I mentioned, poor run of form recently. Definitely a fantastic opportunity to turn it around this weekend against Leverkusen in the league with a big game coming up against Leverkusen. Get back onto the right track and hopefully get back into form and start winning these very important games that we have coming up because these next month or two is going to be absolutely huge in terms of the Champions League and the league. Obviously, we're out of the cup, so only got those 2 to play for. Obviously, the Champions League is going to be very tough to win, but the league has to be the bare minimum, winning that and getting automatic Champions League qualification for next year. So, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I hope to see a win against Leverkusen this weekend. I thank everyone for joining. Sorry that it was a bit more of a closed-off episode. No faces, no one else joining, but we should be back for a Champions League preview, God willing, after the Leverkusen game. And have a big chat from there with everyone, get all the boys back on. But thanks, everyone, for your support recently. CJ's been posting, and it's been going very well from all accounts. And we look forward to seeing and hearing from everyone soon. We'll leave it at that. Bame Olympiacos. Thank you again, and have a great week, everyone.
Con chi